All right, let's move on to Pope Francis. All right, let's move on to Pope Francis. Pope Francis viciously assaulting a woman, as the media has framed it anyway. And I think it's appropriate that we start the new year and the new decade, which it is a new decade, with a controversy like this. I think it really got things off on maybe not a good foot, but an appropriate one, given how incredibly stupid I expect this year to be. So we get a very stupid controversy to start things. So here's the footage that went viral yesterday, if you didn't see it, prompting lots of people to lash out at the Pope and talk about how the Pope assaulted somebody. But this is Pope Francis greeting a bunch of people, I think on New Year's Eve. And then this happened. Watch. So there you go. First of all, I admit I have been tempted so many times as a Catholic to respond exactly that way during the the Catholics, we have the weird sign of peace thing we do during church, and that's what, if you've never been to a Catholic Mass, it's right before communion. Everyone the first time going to Catholic Mass, you're always taken off guard by this, because in the middle of the Mass, just seemingly out of nowhere, right before communion, everyone turns and starts shaking hands. Now, a lot of you go to a lot of different. I've been to many Protestant churches, and oftentimes they'll do a greeting thing before church starts. And I have to say, as a Catholic, I think that approach makes a lot more sense. If you're gonna do the greeting, and if you're gonna do the thing where turn to your neighbor and say hello. I'm not a fan of it in general. I'm not a fan of forced greetings where somebody tells me to turn to the person next to me and say hi to them. If I want to say hi to them, I will. I don't need you. I'm not a child. I don't need you ordering me around. But if you're gonna do that, it makes sense to do it before the service starts. To do it not even midway through, but like 2/3 of the way through. By the way, hi, hello. It doesn't. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. But my strategy during the sign of the peace, as an antisocial person and also as a germaphobe, I don't really want to touch the clammy hands of the person next to me. So what I stand there stoically during the sign of the peace, and I don't turn around at people behind me to shake their hand, because that's my right. Okay, bodily autonomy. And but then oftentimes somebody will, if you don't turn around to shake the hand of the person behind you, they'll tap on your shoulder, and then you kind of turn around, say, "Peace be with you," and they're trying to shove their sweaty hand into yours. And so many times I've wanted to get away. I've wanted to do that exact thing that the Pope did. And I feel like this now gives me the license to do it. Because as long as if the Pope does something, then that means we can as Catholics. At least that's what every non-Catholic assumes. Everything the Pope does is infallible. And so just by the Pope doing that means we all can slap whoever we want as Catholics. Thank you for tuning in to The Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative outlets in the entire country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and then subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our content.